Welcome to Behind the Badge with your special guest, Lieutenant Williams, your news source for all things police in the city of Fond du Lac.
As we come back into Fond du Lac today on News Talk 1450 and 100.7 KFIZ, it's now time for Behind the Badge with Lieutenant Williams. Lieutenant Williams is finally back. You brought some friends with yourself as well.
I heard I was deeply missed, so I thought I would revisit the studios here. We did put, for those of you that will be watching on YouTube, we have Marcus still here, Officer Clapper behind the camera, because we ran out of shares. Because we actually have two of our four brand new hires with us, and they are Officers Schlosser and Officers Lexvold. And I thought I'd bring them in so we could get to know them a little bit.
Sounds good. So do we just want to jump in and start peppering them with some questions?
I think that's a great idea.
All right, let's jump right in here. Let's just start out with yourself, Steven. Why do you want to be a police officer? See, Winston's making an appearance now, as he always has to get some attention in here.
Yeah, so I guess coming out of high school, it's that decision time on what do you want to do, and how do you want to, I guess leave your mark and live your life. And I guess I kind of explored my interests and went to UW Oshkosh, where I got a major in criminal justice, and decided that I wanted to try to help people, and I guess if not me, then who else was going to do it, right? So definitely excited to begin.
So where do you originally call home then?
Right here in Fond du Lac.
Originally from Fond du Lac, went to UW Oshkosh, and now you're making your way back to Fond du Lac as hopefully being the next member of the team.
Yep.
Awesome. Same question to you.
Yeah, so I have always wanted to be a police officer. I kind of grew up with a little bit of a rough childhood, and all of my positive interactions coming from that rough childhood was with law enforcement. And so I kind of just looked at them as role models and just wanted to go into that field. So I went to college for criminal justice as well, but I got my associate's degree at Fox Valley Tech.
Gotcha. Are you originally from Fond du Lac County? Are you from somewhere else?
I'm originally from Appleton, Wisconsin.
Gotcha. And then Lieutenant Williams was able to steal you away.
Yes.
Yeah, actually, our chief Goldstein went on a recruiting trip for me, which was nice. I'm out there, but we were able to get a really good recruiting class in from that. Mercedes was part of that group, but it's very interesting. So these two, along with the other two, we'll introduce next week. Just graduated last week, so we were at their graduation ceremony on Friday. We got to see all the stuff they got to go through, and then I was just thinking all the additional stuff as we've talked about in the story that they have to go through now through field training. I talk about a couple of hills, the first small hill is the academy, and the larger hill is going to be field training. So they're in for 14 days of kind of in-house stuff, and then they're going to be on the roads. You'll be seeing. You might see, if you have a theft report, you could see 4 people responding to that, but that's just because we're training several officers, so they're going to be pairing up with officers and taking calls for us.
Is this one of those things where you have to try and woo these guys to want to work for Fond du Lac?
I don't think so. I think we are in the works of creating something pretty awesome here. We're kind of re-envisioning policing for the modern times now, and these people here are going to be what starts it. So the vision is great. I think it was well needed in policing. It's great for people like me or people that have creative minds and can envision different things and investing in employees and investing in community. So, and we're selling that, and it's an easy thing to buy then, because that's what we want our department to be, and these are the people that are going to do it for us.
Gotcha. And as we circle back over here to you, Steven, as we take a look at some of the stuff you've learned so far through your schooling, what are you most looking forward to doing?
I think it's just getting out on the streets and kind of starting, that career, because I've been in college, in training for the last 4 years it seems, and in the academy, and finally getting to the real world. I mean, it's been a while, so I'm really excited to kind of get out there and get started.
You mentioned the academy there. A lot of hands-on opportunities there, getting you ready for the moment when you're finally able to work here in the force. The academy, favorite part about it?
I think I'm going to have to go with the people. I think that Fox Valley Tech has a world-class facility, great instructors, but the class is really what makes it enjoyable. I mean, the people there were really nice, and I'm glad to have been able to go through it with them.
So can I just add that Steven made me especially proud in the academy, because those of you that know me know that I love making slideshows, video montages and slideshows. And Steven was the one that made the video slideshow montage for their class. So that was presented during the Recruit Academy. So my heart swelled just a little bit that that was made by one of our personally owned. So
There you go, that's great to hear. Yourself, personally, stuff that you've been able to learn so far and what you're looking forward to using the stuff that you learned.
I'm really just looking forward to taking all of that like textbook application and all that hands-on training that we received and just kind of like putting it into like the real world application and how to use all of that to become successful.
Now, are both of you guys looking forward to having to working overnight? Is that what things are looking like here? Most likely third shift?
yeah, the thing is that the good and the bad of it is we are a couple, we're some officers down. So eventually they're gonna have their choice to what shift they want to do. But I think when they start off, it's probably going to be a PM shift. It'd probably be an overnight or maybe that second shift at least to start off. But you got to kind of earn your stay, and that's pretty common in police work. In fact, like I did 11 years on night shift, which they will not have to do. I can guarantee them that. They'll have their choice well before that, but it does take a little bit for us to get people hired on. So it's kind of cool. They'll still earn their stripes, but they're going to make it different than what it was when I was here. So it'll be pretty cool to watch.
Now, with welcoming 4 people at the same time, how's the ladder of kind of seniority with those 4?
So it basically goes by their last name alphabetically. So it kind of stinks. We'll introduce Officer Young over there next week here, and so that just kind of stink. That's just kind of how it's always been, though. That's how they develop seniority. But like I said, it's really not going to matter that much because there's going to be 13 people underneath them before you know it, and actually we'll have a couple retirements coming up, so you can add 3 more to that, 16. So they'll have their choice.
Awesome, sounds good. This has been Behind the Badge on the One You Depend On for News, Talk, and Sports KFIZ. Lieutenant Williams, anything else you want to hit up before we get out of here?
They got an exciting week. Their first week here, they're going to be doing some firearms training. They're going to be doing some professional communications, vehicle contacts. It's really cool these first couple weeks. If I ever remember to take photos, which maybe Officer Clapper can remind me, it's kind of like everything they've done in the academy in 2 weeks. So they get to kind of repeat, but not only do they get to teach them those things, but how they apply in the real world. So it's kind of the bridge between what the academy teaches and how things are actually done. So it's a good moment for us to really spread that knowledge and to get them out here and meet the community doing things like this.
What time's the firearm training and where do I need to be?
That's at an undisclosed location at an undisclosed time.
So we'll talk about it off air in a little bit.
Sure.
Officer Clapper said I can shoot a gun one of these days. He told me that when you didn't show up.
Officer Clapper makes a lot of promises he can't keep.
That sounds very true. Okay, thank you. Guys, appreciate the time. Thanks for stopping by this morning. We'll let you get out of here. This has been Behind the Badge on KFIZ.